Welcome to Season 2, Episode 2 of the Wetlands Zone 1 project. Been a long time coming, right? I'm not even sure where to start or where we're going to end before this video ends. So just take a look here. Here is where we have the magic soil. It's where we grew the pumpkins last season. Squash, pumpkins, whatever, crosses, zucchini, pumpkin cross. That had like over 1,000 foot of vines from one single plant that grew in this magic soil here. No fertilizing or anything. As you can see here, we have like stinging nettles all over the place with pellitory and some, Carolina geranium and a few other odds and ends where we have our taro plants. And we have the black Suriname cherry over there. And we planted earlier this season, we planted out some little figs, some more little taro there, and the little yerba mate, which is not doing the greatest right now. And as you can see, it's where all the elderberries, or a big majority of our elderberry experimental growing has happened. Where our pumpkin has grown, I think it most likely killed off all of our tea trees, tea shrubs. We have longevity spinach coming back. I think there are some sweet potatoes. It's hard to tell what else we got coming back or that survived. What is that stuff? Some kind of citrus mint or something like that. I don't know if it's lemon balm or what that stuff is. I know it kind of smells like lemon. It's even almost like a vine growing up. Yeah, it smells very lemony growing up that fence there. And of course, we got some more of that taro. We have a little papaya that's barely managed to survive, and you can see right there some little sweet potato, lots of weeds here, hawksbeard, box elders coming up everywhere. We have our garden huckleberries, aka nightshade, which are edible once they're totally black. Biden's alba here. Got one of our gingers here that someone gave us last season, I believe. Is that one of the gingers or turmeric or something right there that I planted from tubers last season that I did not see any growth on? Oh, I thought those were goners. Maybe they're showing signs of life now. These vines went from the pumpkin or squash, went all above these trees. They just went over everything. So that's why our tea trees or our tea shrubs are dead. But there are also signs of the pumpkins that have kind of survived the winter and are rooting. There's some there and fine. So there might be 5 or 10 trees or vines, 5 or 10 plants that have gotten, killed in between one part to the next that are creating their own clones here, basically. Goose grass growing all over the place. We have mulberries of all sorts. Who knows what they all are growing here. So I guess this just not voluntarily became this, but it's going to possibly be an experimental station for each seedling to see what they are, how they turn out. A lot of them are probably going to be the really small red ones, but hopefully our Pakistan male has pollinated, a variety of other ones, and maybe we'll create something decent so we don't have to cut them down or potentially maybe graft some of them. We already had to move one that was in our way, and this guy's a good 7 feet, 7.5 foot. That one there, 7.5 foot maybe. That pumpkin there that kind of self-rooted, it looks like, and more mulberry trees, small ones, big ones, some of them just 2 or 3 inches out of the ground right now. But yeah, there could be dozens, if not 100 here. There's one there at least, another one here at least. There's another like a shrubby one there with lots of branches. One right there too, and another right beside it. So there's at least 2 there, if not more. 3 or 4 foot away, there's another one right there, if not 2 there. That could be the same plant though, it's hard to see in the bushes. And another one right there. Did I tell you we had mulberries here? There's another one. Berries are everywhere this season in big giant patches here and there and everywhere. So hopefully this is going to be our best year for dewberry. There's another mulberry tree and another one with fruit here that's only about 5.5 foot tall. Another one. So I didn't plant any of these here. I mean, I have some that I planted here, but the ones I'm showing you are all volunteer seedlings. And here's another little one, or two. That's actually two there. One trunk, two trunks. And guess what? Here's another one. Kind of in our path there. And about 3 feet away, here's another one or two or three. Some kind of clump there. 2 or 3 feet, here's another one. Right there is one of our passion flowers. We've been waiting to see if it ever does anything, but it's only a few inches up above the ground. Hopefully it'll get some growth on it. And this is where our maypop passion flower was planted that we got some fruit off of. Well, I don't see any sign of it growing out yet, but maybe on warmer weather it'll come out. Somewhere along this fence line I planted a Suriname cherry last year. Did it survive, or did I just forget exactly where it was? I don't see it. This is our little Chiang Mai 60 mulberry. Look at there, it's already blooming even though it's only like 5 or 6 inches out of the ground. We need to get that guy to get a lot of growth this year so it doesn't get like overwhelmed with weeds. This guy here is our 6th Street mulberry. We're in this 10 or 12 or 15 foot area. We planted a flatwoods plum. Oh, I don't know where to even look with all these weeds here. Now, did it survive? I see no signs of anything, but these things can really hide well, especially if they have not leafed out yet. Could still be dormant. And this is our experimental banana mound. You know, you've heard of banana circles. Well, we did a mound system where it's kind of like a straight hill and it, you know, kind of gets fed even at the bottom here. We feed it with carbon and green materials and stuff like that buried in the soil here. And it was the same way here. But over time, we hope to kind of move this across or this way or that way. And of course, it might take a couple of seasons before we get such a good breakdown and feeding of the soil, and then, you know, therefore feeding of the root system with these guys. Did not know if these would survive the freezes, but they're shooting out new leaves and stuff. You know, we got a long way to go, I guess, before we see if this is even worth doing. We got a decent skyline right here in about a 30-foot section, but we do have citrus over there and mulberries over there. Maybe right here, where we already have a log to start with, we can do one of our raised aged wood chip alternative beds for the mycorrhizal fungi, you know, and see how well like a peach or something would do here. I mean, we could put it on the fence line, or we could put it here. The biggest obstacle is if we ever have a runway for Natalie's wheelchair. There's mulberries, big hills over on that side. Not sure how we would weave in and out there. I guess that stump would have to be knocked down, but we can use that here if it'll fall. I think this guy's ready to come down. It's sure moving around pretty easily. Wow, and all that is pretty much already dirt anyway. Check out that. So I split that. Let me see if I can back up. And now we got a triangle here. We just need to close in that area. We can still take some of this top if it'll break right and kind of fill it in here. There we go. We got our basic frame up already. No ants yet. Didn't get ate up with ants this time. Probably pull some of that dirt into this and make a dirt area. I wasn't even going to film this, but check that out. That is already soil. Very wet, moist, not soggy, but oh my gosh. Well, that's pretty darn amazing that we had everything right there just to pull down. Of course, we probably have to bring some materials out, but look at all this carbon and all from these weeds that we can just put in here and build up this bed. Dog fennel here, some grasses, more grass. Got some Biden's alba mixed in. So could this be a bed we can do without raking up any leaves? Just breaking off these broken carbon sources. Although that's probably true, I do want to diversify what we have to bring in maximum like fungal activity, you know, because different types of plant materials harbors different types of, you know, fungi. So we could technically do it with just this stuff, but we need to bring in more sticks and twigs from different types of trees, and maybe at least, you know, diversify the leaves that we put in here And even if we're not going to put like a load of leaves in here, like tons and tons. So it's a few hours since I shot any video, but yesterday I took a bunch of camphor seedlings and I cut them to the ground, and we're going to use that as some green plant material to build this bed with. I'm happy with how that's coming together so quickly. And we got a lot to do. We need to pack this in. It's not densely packed. We need to still get other materials. Golden rods, pecan, golden rain tree maybe? Forget what it's called. Some wax myrtle here. And one more piece. And this is a mulberry, white mulberry. Pretty well rotted, I think. Missing maybe sweet gum, maybe some pine needles and pine. Pine right here. Got a little bit of box elder here as well. Small amount of Chinese tallow. We got sweet gum, paper mulberry, and camphor here. We'll have to straighten the rest of this out at another video at another time. Make sure there are no super hard pieces in the middle. That's where our main plant's going to go soon. So what do we got to do? We got to get some dried leaves, pine needles, probably some compost, magic soil, nutrient drenches, and then figure out how long we're going to work the bed before we plant it out, and then figure out what we're going to plant in the bed.